With a market cap of 4.1 billion rand, Net-1 is a provider of secure and affordable transaction channels between formal business and underbanked individuals in developing economies. Its primary listing is on the Nasdaq in the USA. Net-1 has contracts to provide payment solutions for social grant recipients in South Africa. The company has a price-earnings ratio of 13. Paul, Net-1.
Fascinating story. Company here was listed on the local market. Serge Bellamont, you know, they had their head office here in Rosebank in Johannesburg. They had, for a while, a couple of options in terms of reorganization. They bought Prism, which you'll remember was a listing from some decade or so ago. Yeah. Then they decided to take the company off the market. So they did a kind of delisting. The next thing they decided, no, we're going to relist on the Nasdaq. Yeah. Why? Because technology companies get great ratings there and they get horrible ratings here.
4.1 billion rand.
Exactly, but it hardly trades here anymore because the shares basically ended up offshore. So here you've got a South African company listed on the Nasdaq. It provides payment solutions, as you said in your introduction, basically social grant recipients, pension fund holders in the four corners of South Africa get these prepaid loaded chip cards which they can then use to pay for groceries and for things at retailers across the region. So it doesn't connect online. It's the value is loaded on the card. But that's quite a controversial area. There was a lot of toing and froing about the allocation of that grant. You'll remember that SASSA, which is the state agency which distributes 13 million recipients of social grants in this country. But they won the tender. But like I say, it's a tricky company to get involved with. It's South Africa. It's also got a business, a similar sort of prepaid thing in Iraq, of all places, where the US military was using them to, you know, distribute grants to Iraqis and so on. So quite a fascinating story. But because of its illiquidity here, it doesn't get the respect it deserves.
Okay, Craig, what is your view?
Look, I mean, they morph the likes of a MasterCard and Visa and so on. That's very small. They claim to have about 25 million users. But say that the market is worth 4 billion if you count all the unbanked people on a 7 billion world population. So a lot of blue sky. But the question is now is that, well, is a technology going to carry them? Because it's also a competitive space with the likes of MasterCard, Visa, and so on. And what they've provided is not beyond imitating, and in fact I think there's products in the market that are pretty close to it. So
and absolutely, Craig, I mean, you've also got, you're very exposed to government as well in South Africa in particular, so that also being a risk.
Yeah, well, look, they've got 5 of the 9 provinces. It may well be a growth opportunity that they can get another province or 2, but by the same token they may lose a province or 2 because of whatever reasons. So that is a concern. Technology changes tremendously, and I think, you know, so when they originally listed, there was a lot of wonderful talk about the growth prospects. But since we've seen mobile phone technology come out, and yes, I know they have a mobile solution as well, but they don't seem to be making a lot of headway with that particular mobile solution. From
Craig,
what I'm
hot
seeing.
or not for you?
So, not hot.
Not hot. Social grants tickle your fancy, Paul,
well,
hot or not?
No, I think the problem is, as you say, a little bit dependent on 1 or 2 key relationships. They have shored up their empowerment deals with Masomo now in order to kind of get that leg a little bit covered. But they're always going to be a little bit risky. And as Craig says, lots of activity in that global payment solutions, mobile stuff as well. So I think, finally, great space, but there are a couple of reasons to avoid, I'm afraid.
Okay, so not hot for you.